I did want to say one thing. I really, really enjoyed the program. I love the format. And, listen to the last few days, Ritchie really has a passion for baseball. And now that we're down to 2 teams, I'm kind of wondering if we could get him to throw out a layman's bet here on who a guy should take if they're going to put a couple dollars down.
Well, I'm glad he addressed this, unprompted caller. Thank you. This gives me an opportunity here to brag about my predicting prowess at the and Casey's heard this speech out of me 600,000 times, but I'll be proud to say it one more time. At the beginning of the season, in spring training, I predicted the Detroit Tigers to win the World Series. Here we are, 1 day away from the World Series. The Detroit Tigers are in it, and I stand by my statement. The Detroit Tigers will be the 2012 World Champions.
All right, man. Thanks for
whoa, don't go yet. How much you got? Let's talk cash here, man. How much you got, man?
Well, now, hey, I'm a poor truck driver here, but if I happen to make some money, I'll make sure I send something through the mail.
Yeah, listen, go to Vegas. And listen, I don't want to give bad advice out. The last thing, because like you said, it's your money. You said you're a poor truck driver. I get all that. Do yourself a favor, and I stand by this, my friend. I would never steer you wrong. Rick, take every cent you have. Okay, drive to the MGM Grand. In violation of the hours of service and everything. Because I don't give bad advice. Drop every nickel you have on the Detroit Tigers.
All right. Done deal.
I don't speak for Sirius XM, KC Phillips, or Nemo Entertainment, by the way. I speak for Ritchie Olivieri.
All right, well, I'm gonna
the Greek.
Ritchie the Greek. I got my Swami hat on. What? So you're going to do that, Rick?
Huh?
Every cent, right?
Yep, everything.
Are you a baseball fan?
Yeah, but I don't follow the Cubs.
All right. Oh, jeez. All right. So you're used to losing then, so you're not going to be disappointed when you lose all your money.
Well, the good part about it, Rich.
Money-wise.
And good part about it, he'll be so poor he can't afford bullets for his gun to come pay you a visit.
To come looking for me. But no, I'm glad you take this advice. And admittedly, you just said you're a novice gambler, but you're willing to do what I say and take all your money and go bet. My follow-up question to you is: are you a poker player?
Oh, Penny Annie.
Would you say your skills are pretty low overall?
Well, I'd say mediocre.
Mediocre. That's fine. Good enough. I'm gonna put you on hold. Let me give you my address in Lyndhurst. I'm gonna have you come down this way. Bring a deck of cards, poker chips, and all your money.
Dead money. I tell you what, Rick, I appreciate that, and I will throw out a comment too about going to Vegas to lay bets down. Vegas is there because they're handicappers, and they know how to get really, really close with odds and with runs. And so, if you are going to bet on the game, I would do a straight win-loss bet. I would not play any games with it. Richie, is that fair?
You know less about baseball than Rick just did. So
I do. Well, I'm thinking about like football because obviously football games have point spreads, and they are really good at handicapping those things to where the outcome could go either way.
You wanna handicap? All right, here's the. How much do you know about sports gambling? And we'll get back on track in just a second. Do you know a lot about sports gambling?
No.
Here are the odds. Good. Get out your wallet. No, I'm just kidding. Here are the odds. The Detroit Tigers are favorite to win the World Series, obviously because they're listening to this program and listening to my analysis, my Swami predictions. The Detroit Tigers are minus 175 on the money line. Now, what that means is, because they're heavy favorites, if you were to go to a betting booth, you would have to lay down $175 to win for every 100 back. And that's not terrible odds. That's not a bad bet, actually. And
if you want to win $200, you got to put $350 down.
You got to put $350 down. Yeah. Right, because they're the favorites, and that's how. Yeah, but listen, unlike football, you're not dealing with a point spread. That's why the money line operates like that. In pro football, you have to win or lose by the spread, and that's why the money pays. I think either 6-5 or even money. I forget exactly what that is. But real quick, while we're still talking about the San Francisco Giants are plus 155 on the money line, and what that means is if you lay down 100 to get 155.
Gotcha. Now I do want to let you know, Rich, just for to take care of my side of it. Mr. Burns, Michael Burns, wanted me to let you know thank you for supporting the Giants, and he is going to return the favor next October.
Well, listen. And Michael Burns over there at Nemo Entertainment, for anybody who doesn't know, he's a huge San Francisco Giants fan, and what he's not telling you here is that I went out of my way to email him and congratulating him on such a nice run with his Giants so far this year.
That's awesome.
And I'm not rooting against the Giants because I dislike them. First of all, my team embarrassed themselves. The New York Yankees disgraced themselves, Michael Burns. So if you don't mind, I'll bow at your feet if that's what you're looking for here in this segment here.
He needs somebody to do his laundry.
Yeah, and it's not personal. I just think that I just think the Tigers are going to beat the Giants. And if he's going to make a federal thing about it, then I'd say
he
go.
Just
go
wrote
Rick
it down. He handed me a note before we even started talking about baseball. He handed me this note. He said, "Tell Richie thanks for supporting the Giants, who will return the favor."
And I know what that means. And again, despite my Swami predictions, I will be. Listen, good luck to him. Like I said, my team's not here, so I don't.
How much money you got on the Giants?
First of all, I don't have any money. I don't have money for dinner. Okay, I blew it all on cigarettes this morning, so I don't have money for frivolities like gambling. But listen, I hope he wins. He's the only Giants fan I know, and I wish him the luck. Wish him best.
Right,
he didn't wish me best with a Yankee email during the season, so.
So you're holding a grudge?
No, I just said it's not personal. I don't care who wins it. All right, fine.
I'm kidding.
Fine, I'll take the Giants. Give me the Giants and the money and the 155 money line.
You're going to take that.
Yeah, and you know what? While Michael Burns? Burns, you know why? Because I know a Michael Burns. Anyway, but Michael Burns, if he wants to put a wager down, I'm going to bet him $1,000, and I'm saying this on the air so anybody can hear. I don't have $1,000, but I will certainly bet him. You know what? Not even a bet. I'll give him $1,000 if at any point Tim Lincecum pitches more than 15 pitches without giving up the whole ballpark.
I tell you what, with all this money you're going to lose, you can fit into those pants that you ordered online.
All right, now we're back to the fat jokes. All right. See, this is the problem here. I'm in New York City by myself. I'm up against two Tennessee boys down there, and I'm getting my butt whooped.
Hey, it's all right. We got to get out of the way for a break, man. I'm surprised you just haven't cut me off.
Hey, how's Brian Wilson doing? Is he closing games soon, Michael Burns?
I don't know anything about it.
He knows what I'm talking about, and the fans, the good fans of this channel know what I'm talking about.
Michael Burns doesn't listen to this show. Are you kidding me?
Melky Cabrera off his suspension yet?
I need to call Michael in. I'm going to have him in when we come back from the break.
We'll get him in.
All right. This is Casey Phillips, Ritchie Olivieri. We are on Road Dog Live. We will be back right after this. Sirius XM 106.
Giants come to town. It's bye-bye, baby. Every time the chips are down, it's bye-bye, baby. History's in the making at Candlestick Park. Cheer for the batter and light the spark. If you're a fan of Giants baseball, sing bye-bye, baby. If you want to in first place, oh bye-bye, baby. Listen to the broadcasts on KSFO. Turn up the volume and hear and go with the San Francisco Giants. It's bye-bye, baby.
Welcome back into Road Dog Live. We are here, and now I just want to set it up, okay? Rick in Iowa, it's your fault, dude, for talking about this. Welcome into Michael Burns.
Hi, I've been back in my booth, and missing everything. And
we're having lots of fun.
I just passed you a note, and then it all started.
Well, and let me just put the timing out there, because the note came before we even started talking about baseball. So I just said to Ritchie, I passed the message along as I was asked to do, and I did. And Ritchie, obviously, he's got some questions for you.
Yeah. And you know what? Because now I kind of feel like a jerk. Because now that I put the timeline together, he sent you a message saying thanking me for the support. I assumed Michael was listening to the program when I picked the Detroit Tigers to win the World Series. I thought it was a snarky comment. That's what I thought happened. So I immediately attacked back, and I got very ugly. I embarrassed the program. I embarrassed the channel. I still stand by picking the Giants, but I thought you were being snarky with me, and I thought that you were disrespecting my team, the New York Yankees. So.
No, sir. As a matter of fact, I have been, as you know, there's another person that works there at Sirius XM who is a dyed-in-the-wool Yankees fan, works in the same kind of department we all do. And Dave and I have made peace over the years. And as a matter of fact, most of the time in postseason, I root for the Yankees because the Giants have never played postseason baseball up until just recently.
You know, I know I'm a little young, but I got to say, boy, I'm glad the Giants are out of this city. I got to tell you that. In California, you can have them.
Now, we wanted them. We wanted them. And when that all started, 1958 was when they showed up, left New York and came to San Francisco, and we adopted them wholeheartedly, turned around, and they played in what is arguably the worst baseball stadium ever built.
In Candlestick, right?
Man, I'm telling you, we used to go up. We used to take the train up from Monterey and come up for the games, and we would bring... they never figured out why we were the only kids in Monterey that owned snowmobile suits. And it was so we could go watch the games in that park. Yeah. And you would watch one, head right for the second tier row, and it'd get just up above the top of it and blow back and land on second base.
Yeah, that was what Candlestick was really known for, was the wind there. Like, you could just never predict it. Willie Mays would crank one out to right field, and it would look like it was going towards right field, and then Duke Snyder at first would make the play and he'd be out.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was also well known for taking foul balls and turn them into home runs.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, the Giants, when they were waiting for Candlestick to be built, didn't they play at Seal Stadium first, right? The old San Francisco Steel Stadium, right?
Yeah, and then they did a couple of years at the Polo Grounds in the transitions. But basically Candlestick and AT&T were their two parks.
And the interesting tie-in with Seal Stadium and the New York Yankees is obviously Joe DiMaggio played for the San Francisco Seals, and obviously Joe is famous for the 56-game hitting streak, which is the all-time Major League record. That actually, Mike, was not the longest hitting streak of his career, because he had a longer one in the 60s, the 60 games hitting streak when he played for the Seals up in San Francisco.
Yeah, and great history, great players, and like I said, for many, I've been my dad sat me down in Candlestick the first time when I was 4 years old. And that was my first game, and that was in 1958. And I have been a Giants fan for all these years. And it's like I told Mary Kay in 2010, they won the World Series. And it was like, okay, I can go now.
And you said the typical thing that a San Francisco Giants fan could say. When Casey, during the break, asked you how many championships the Giants had, you said one. And that was, you said one. And that's the correct answer for a San Francisco fan, completely ignoring and discounting the years in New York.
That's right.
As they should.
That's what we do, yeah.
Completely discounting the great 54 series against the Indians.
Okay, now I don't want to jinx you.
Okay,
what's your prediction?
I'm going to be absolutely honest, and I really, truly think that either team could win. San Francisco Giants can come from behind better than any other team I know. I think the Tigers are going to put them behind very, very quickly. I think it's going to happen. I think I doubt very much if the Giants really know what they're taking on out there. It's a great ball club.
Well,
but the truth is,
especially Mike, in that first game with Verlander, is not going to be easy. I mean, you know what he did just across the river in Oakland a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, and with Verlander pitching, what it ought to be is there a string we can pull to end the pain and concede? For just but it is. It's going to be a tough
Well, he's
match.
certainly hittable. I know Verlander looked impossible to hit against Oakland, but the Giants' bats could get to him if they get to him early, because that's when you got to get to Verlander. You got to get to him early. If he starts settling in, then yeah, you're done. And Pablo Sandoval's been fantastic over the past couple of weeks. Has been Buster Posey. And don't forget Marco Scutaro, who just won himself the MVP of that series.
Yeah, I have a left brain favorite and a right brain favorite, Richie. My left brain favorite is Marco Scutaro. He's the guy with the points and the numbers, as Buster Posey and a couple of the other guys. But my God, when you see Pablo Sandoval, overweight, out there doing the things that he does and giving 110% no matter how far down he is, you gotta love the guy. I mean, you just gotta love the guy. And
KC, that brings a tear to my eye, knowing that big guys like me can be professional athletes.
He probably shots online.
But the truth is, and I'm saying this absolute honesty, of course, I'm a Giants fan. I've always been a Giants fan. I really, truly want the Giants to win. But honest to goodness, the absolute truth for me is that 2012 has been one of the most interesting, best baseball seasons ever. And no matter how it turns out, this has been a heavenly year for baseball fans. Whichever way it's going to end, it's going to end. And congrats to everybody. Major League Baseball this year put on the best show I've ever seen. So
he's all giddy. Let's talk to him next week when the Giants get swept. When the Giants get swept and they're crying in their beer in Detroit. Goodness. We'll see how great baseball did.
Now, I have one other question to ask. Richie, what's the copyright date on that song that you played at the beginning, about 1963, 64?
Oh, geez. You know what? I grabbed it off of YouTube. That's from the old, when the games used to broadcast on KSFO out in San Francisco. I don't have a date. I'll have to get back to you on that.
Well, it's amazing. I have not heard that in many, many years, and I was thinking the early mid-'60s, but it may have been later than that. But isn't it amazing how meanings of words change over time?
Bye-bye Giants. Yeah.
They
Bye-bye
wouldn't do that these days, man.
All right.
Well,
and for those of you...
Yeah, lots of luck to you.
Lots of luck to you, man.
My team's out. Like I said, my team embarrassed themselves.
Now your team's never out. They're always in our consciousness.
Yeah, thanks.
For those of you listening, this is not the sports channel that you have been morphed to. This is actually Road Dog Live. Michael Burns, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
And we have been
Somebody should mention
baseball.
Logbook real quick, just so we can justify the segment.
EOBR.
I can tie it into trucking real quick if you want. Do you think Melky Cabrera cheats on his logbook the way he cheats at baseball? This way, when the bosses call later, this way when the bosses call later and say, "Why the hell aren't you talking about trucking?" Well, there's the trucking question.
We need to put out a call, see if we can get the MLB equipment and camera drivers to call in.
There you go.
There we go.
Moves the
both
equipment.
of them. Both of them.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, Michael.
Hey, my pleasure. Bye-bye, Ritchie.
All right, bye. Good luck to you.
And we are going to go ahead and take a quick break. When we get back, we will get back into the conversation. We're talking about online shopping, holiday freight rates, and all good things like that. This is Casey Phillips and Ritchie Olivieri with special guest Michael Burns on Road Dog Live, Sirius XM 106.